Hey guys, it's coreross and welcome to 6 News. Today we're going to talk about the potential death of Tachanka. Now this all comes from a Q&A we had with the developers at the 6 Majors in Paris. Now it was called a masterclass and we sat down and there was 3 developers and there was about 20 people asking questions, all YouTubers and press and things like that. And we were asking a variety of questions. But one question came up was, what are you going to do with Tachanka? Are you going to rework him? What are you going to do with him? And they said, well, we're thinking of potentially reworking him so much that he might actually become a new character. And they were talking about how this quote of him not getting reworked because he's got such a meme value was more of a joke in the interview, and it's now been kind of blown out of proportion, and it's just pretty much the only thing they hear anymore. So they do intend to rework him, but they also made it clear that it could take 6 months, or it could take a year, or it could take 2 years, because it's not a high priority feature. So as more priority things get put on top, it just pushes back that rework even further. Now after that Q&A, me and Bikini actually had a chat with one of the developers, and Bikini put over this very simple idea for reworking him, which was simply take his gun off the turret, make it his primary weapon. And the dev said, yeah, we've actually thought about that, and that's definitely one of the potentials, as we would actually make that gun like really bad, have bad recoil, might have a bipod so you can maybe like go prone with it or put it on windows or something like that. So it has a little bit of utility, but it wouldn't be that much use still. However, what they do is give him a secondary gadget that would supplement the team. And that would then be a nice simple rework of Tachanka, which wouldn't be too crazy, but would make him maybe a little bit more viable. He still wouldn't be a great character to play, but he'd be better. Then I said, if you guys actually decide to do a big rework where he becomes a whole new character, then would that mean Tachanka would retire from the game? Will you then leave the game? And he said yes. And Bikini went one further and said, would he actually die? Could he be killed? You know, and would it actually be like an event in the game where he actually dies? And the dev said yes. So Tachanka really could die, and he even could have some sort of special event. Maybe not the size of Outbreak, but maybe there'd be some sort of missions you'd go on which would document the death of Tachanka. And it's kind of weird to think that's a possibility, and it's a real possibility. It might still be a year or 2 away, but he really could die, get replaced by a brand new operator with brand new gadgets, entirely different, and there could be some sort of special event for the death of Tachanka. And it's crazy. I do think it's also quite smart because he is the most popular character in the game, and I do think if you killed him off, he would only become more powerful. So I kind of like it. I do kind of like the idea. I do kind of also like the idea of maybe just a simple rework that makes him somewhat viable, but maybe that would actually kill him in a worse way. Like maybe if he did have his main turret was just his primary gun and he ran around with it, maybe that would actually be worse. Maybe that just wouldn't be a good thing. I don't know. So guys, what do you think about this? Would you like to see Tachanka get reworked in a way that he's still the same character, but he just gets more viable? Or do you want to see him potentially die off in some sort of special event and then get replaced by this brand new character that could have any kind of gadget and maybe be far more fun to actually play? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching.